Hello, I'm Jeff Bransbury. I'm Vice President of Neighbourhood Watch 3193. That's Beaumaris Black Rock. And over the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you a simply amazing bushfire relief project that I was involved with recently. We're going to show this on Zoom, so I need to share the screen, so bear with me. And I'll get rid of this as well, hiding meeting controls. There we go. Now, the project was to deliver 42 containers, shipping containers, to bushfire victims. All were donated and all were delivered free. Everything was done by volunteers. It was the most amazing project. The people who received the containers were so grateful. All of them shed tears of thanks. The sad thing is they feel forgotten. There's no doubt about it that the virus has completely interrupted everything. A lot of the services have simply stopped. The money, all the money that seems to have been raised, well, I'm sure some of it's getting through, but it certainly hadn't got through to our victims. So they were so grateful. Now, the project started for us in January. We held a sausage sizzle for the bushfires. We raised $3,600. And it was not bad for a day, a lot of sausages, but we didn't know what to do with the money. So we didn't want to just give it to a fund. We wanted to see where the money was going to go. We wanted to get some inspiration from it. We wanted to see the value. So it was actually our president, Philip Lovell, who came up with the idea of joining this bushfire relief project. And we all thought this was a terrific idea. These containers were delivered for storage. Now, it was a very, very long day. It started at 6 a.m. on Saturday, and it ended at 10 p.m. on Sunday when we got back home. And we stayed overnight in Lakes Entrance after we'd delivered half the containers. That was a very long evening. It was with us and all the truck drivers and the truck owners, and very long night, so a lot of wonderful night. There was practically no booze left in Lakes Entrance the next day, but we all felt a lot better for it. Now, the project itself was inspired by the Victoria International Container Terminal, VICT. They sponsored most of the containers, and we provided, as we said, we provided 3 of them. It was organised and brilliantly organised by the VTA, that's the Victorian Transport Association. And a special thanks to Peter Anderson, the CEO. He organised this personally. He visited all the recipients in the bush, which is nearly 500 kilometres from Melbourne. And it was brilliantly organised, so well done, Peter. The trucks and the lifters and the drivers were all donated by the VTA members, and you can see who they were in the credits on the video. Very well done. They paid for the drivers' salaries, and they donated those trucks, and they're big trucks, I can tell you. The interviewer, I'm going to show you a video now, a short video, and only lasts 7 minutes. The interviewer was Philip Lovell, who's the president of Neighbourhood Watch 3193, and the video was put together by Paul Crompton from Beaumaris Probus, and he was assisted by Jeff Couples, also from Beaumaris Probus.
Neighbourhood Watch has had a sausage sizzle where we raised $3,800, and we're donating that to the fire victims. We didn't know how to do that until we knew that the Victorian Transport Association was going to bring containers around, so we bought 3 containers.
Wow, and this is one of them.
And one of yours. You're the back.
Absolutely fantastic, and coming all that way to...
So your face is going to be plastered all over Black Rock, Beaumaris.
We've got your email address.
Okay. If you've got any relations there, they'll know.
No, only in prison.
You've got your email address.
John, we're here this morning to deliver a container to you. Just tell us a bit about your experience with the fires.
It wasn't good, believe me. I was fighting fires down in Victoria, down around Eltham and those areas in '84, I think it was, and that, and it still wasn't as bad as what it was here.
So did you stay?
I stayed, yes.
Yeah, and you
I had-
saved your home.
Yes, I saved the home. It was just coming down as if it was snow falling down, all the embers and everything
Okay.
all over it. So,
So did you see anyone the time you were here? Anyone come to help you?
nobody. We didn't see anybody from down south for over 2 weeks after
Really?
the fires. The first thing we saw was a big Chinook helicopter landed up on a property up the road here, and he was from Singapore.
Yeah.
The one that flown over from Singapore and
Why?
and dropped some supplies
Okay.
off and everything. They had some army personnel with them and a couple of nurses. And the only thing that I didn't lose was the house and this shed. Look, we're getting offered help, but all verbally.
Yes.
We're getting
You mean
a lot
by
of
government?
We're getting a lot of paperwork and then everything's left to us to do.
Yes.
And I am sick of it. We didn't get any help from down south at all.
Yeah. With no help.
Everyone stayed.
With no help.
No help, and they saved everything. They lost fences.
You would have lost this because of the embers coming down.
Yeah, that was the big thing. I had a 2-inch pump. The river was dry. There's no water in the river. I had a dam that was nearly full. So I had a firefighting pump up on the dam, and I had a 2-inch hose coming down to here, and I had 2 3/4-inch hoses coming off that.
Tell us a bit about yourself, Cheryl.
I'm the secretary of our local RSL branch, but I'm also a volunteer worker supporting numerous communities around this area with food, blankets and clothing that they so desperately need after the bushfires.
So what's the benefit of this container? What's it going to mean for
Oh,
you?
it's an absolute godsend for me because we needed an area where people could come, where I could put the food out for them so that they can come and collect the food that they so desperately
So
need.
what food's this, and why do you have to provide people with food?
Because since the bushfires, people not only have lost their homes, they've also lost their income. A lot of the businesses around here were burnt, the chip mill's been closed, so they don't have finances, they're struggling to make ends meet, they really are.
So what are your other needs then? Once this container's here, you're going to fill it up with food, but
Yep.
you're having trouble getting food?
I'm having a bit of trouble getting food at the moment. We'd like a little bit more,
Okay.
please.
What sort of food?
Well,
Tins?
canned goods, dry foods. We can't stock fresh foods or anything like that because we've got too many areas to distribute it to.
Now you mentioned to me about clothing.
Yes, I definitely need some warm jackets, please, for people up here.
Mainly male or
A bit of both, but definitely jackets, boots. If people can come up with a few extra blankets, that would be really good. I started with 25 people, and in the last few weeks they've jumped to 196 people.
so these people who've been burnt out, are they living in caravans or are they?
Most of them, thankfully, I still have a few that are in tents. We're still chasing up caravans for them. But Rotary have sort of helped a little bit there with some caravans, but if anyone's got some refurbished caravans, I definitely wouldn't mind a few more of those as well.
You
So-
mentioned to me before that your house is full of goods and you
Yes.
can't store anymore. This is why this container's so
Absolutely,
valuable.
absolutely. If I could get another one, I'd be absolutely stoked because we've got to have an area for them to collect the food and select the food, but I've also got to have another one for storage of the food. So,
Would you like to send a message to the gentleman in Manila?
oh look, I don't know who you are. I'm very emotional right now, very teary. You don't know what you've done for us here. You really don't. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's great. What farm are we on?
So we're at Mackenzie River, which
Yeah.
we're classed as Club Terrace, but we call it Mackenzie River. 20 minutes, half an hour past Orbost.
So you had the fires here. What date did you get burnt out?
5th of January we got burnt out, and it come through, burnt everything, burnt all our boundary fences, burnt the house, 5 sheds, all boundary fences, most of the internal fences.
So this container's been donated by the Victorian International Container Terminal,
Yep.
and also Neighbourhood Watch has been involved. We purchased 3 containers. So that's why Jeff and I are down here, just to listen to you.
Very
and
grateful.
to make sure the containers drop in the right place.
Yep.
Peter Anderson from the Victorian Transport Association, he's the CEO.
Yep.
He's coordinated it and worked it all out, which is a big task.
Yep.
and we're going back to Lakes Entrance tonight to stay, and then coming back to Malakuta tomorrow.
Big
We drop
weekend.
off 7 or 9, I think, in Malakuta.
Yeah.
So we've got 50 containers at least. All the transport operators have donated their services, paid their drivers, but donated their services. And we're going to drop about 20 outlet containers up to northeast Victoria.
Very good.
Hello, Brooksy, I believe you're one of the locals here.
Yes, I am.
So you've seen us deliver some containers today from the VICT, which is the Victorian International Container Terminal in Melbourne. So what do you think the locals will think of this?
Oh, I think they'd be quite happy with the help we're getting, the extra help, and the farm that's cleaning up. Still a lot of people working here that don't get paid or anything.
Yeah.
So it makes us feel that there's somebody worried about it.
Okay, and so what do you think of that? What do you think the people use the containers for?
Well, there's machinery. Some people, if they hadn't got anywhere, they'd most probably put a bed in there and leave the door open or something, as long as it's a bit of a shelter or something like that.
And it's been a great pleasure to come down and meet a local yokel.
Well, can I just say something
Yes.
to us? Well, just on behalf of everybody here in the town and farmers, and there's quite a few of them around here, we'd all like, on their behalf, I'd like to thank you.
Thanks.
Pass it on to the other crews that are not here. We just don't know how much we really
Wonderful,
appreciate
Brooks.
it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's not really-
From the heart, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that was Brooksy. Now, we think they need more help. In fact, we're certain of it. And so Neighbourhood Watch 3193 intends to do just that. We've already acquired 2 more containers. We're looking for a place to store them for 3 months. We'll ask the council. Hopefully we'll find a place soon. Our intent is to fill them up with tools, with gumboots. Gumboots are a big issue down there. And warm jackets. They don't want city stuff. They want comfortable country clothes. We've already organised for the delivery of the containers, and that's a great help. Now, in addition to the containers and the goods, what's so sad is how the services have stopped. We organised Tim Wilson, our local minister, to send a letter to Stuart Robb, who's the minister in charge of Centrelink, because the people are having nearly impossible to get hold of Centrelink. The telecommunications are bad, and and Centrelink Mobile seems to have stopped. So we really want that to something to happen there. So if you thank you very much for listening, and if you are able to help us in any way, it's just the end of July now. We hope to get the containers in early August, and we'll be then looking to fill them and hoping to get them down to the bushfire zones soon after we're let out of lockdown. What they need is tools of all kinds. They need workshop equipment, lathes. There's a gentleman by the name of Robert who we met, and he was completely burnt out. His workshop was burnt out. Everything he liked to do in his mid-80s, he loves working in his workshop. It was all burnt out. So we're wanting a lathe for him and workbenches, etc. We need gumboots of all sizes, country clothes, not city clothes, country clothes. But we're not an op shop, so please, we only want clothes that you'd be proud to wear if you have any. And if you don't have anything, you could always donate some money so we can buy them from somewhere. So if you'd email us at nhw3193@gmail.com or call me 0416 294 452. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you.